someone I personally think will make the impossible possible by 2030. Sarah Al-Amiri is one of the most talented and committed people I know that are doing extraordinary work in the world of science, technology, and innovation. And she's going to start our show by inspiring us all to make the impossible possible. Thank you all for being here. Welcome.
50 years ago, 3 men carried with them the work and dedication of 400,000 people to the moon, making the Moonshots a moniker to mobilize nations and societies to move forward through giant leaps brought upon by grand challenges. Our nation is undergoing a similar moonshot, or Mars shot, with the launch of our first planetary exploration mission to Mars, set exactly a year from now in July of 2020. Its purpose is to develop a Mars exploration orbiter to study the atmosphere of Mars and understand one of the reasons for climate change on that planet that once hosted water, one of the key ingredients of life as we know it. The other objective of this mission is to develop a group of talented scientists and engineers who are able to surmount such a challenge and develop a mission unlike any that they have worked on before. And like the Apollo team, the Hope Mars Mission team is made up of a group of young engineers and researchers with an average age of 28 years old, and with 30% of the team being women, along with 90% of the science team who are women. But this story did not start in 2013, when this mission kicked off. It started a few years after the launch of the Apollo mission. It started on December 2nd, 1971, which coincidentally was the same day that the first spacecraft landed on Mars, Mars 2. That day was also the day that the UAE was formed, the Unity of 7 States, or Emirates. For us, this was our first moonshot, that's unity. Building a competitive nation in the modern world, in the middle of a desert, the UAE, less than 50 years ago, is not the UAE you see today. Our first moonshot was building a nation, laying the foundations for education, infrastructure, access to food, water, energy, and healthcare. We had to move at a monumental speed. From the first schools that opened in 1912 in Dubai, my father attended the first school that opened in Abu Dhabi, which opened in 1959. And my mother attended the first school for girls that opened in her native city of Sharjah, which opened in 1954. That wasn't a very long time ago prior to the start of the nation. And in 1971, there was no institution for higher education available. The Emirates was far from the Emirates I grew up in. I grew up with the stories of my parents and their childhood, stories that I could not correlate with the city that I lived in, nor was I able to comprehend the growth that went to it, this transformation in the way we work, the way we learn, and our place in the world, the amount of change that my parents had to go through in their lifetimes, from living with intermittent access to electricity and water, to the lives we grew up with everything abundant. Today, we have universities that are globally ranked. Every person having access to schools from private and public education. One of the best road networks that are on one of the best in class in the world, and access to water, electricity, and food that is completely uninterrupted, and it's not something that we even give a second thought to. To continue on our growth as a nation, the same leaders who set the very first moonshot to grow this nation in under 50 years realized that we need another one. As demand for oil for energy is going down, we need to work towards diversifying our economy even further, even more than it's currently diversified. The push today is to lay a foundation in science and technology that will spearhead the development of new sectors that are focused on design and development of technologies and design of solutions for the challenges we face and we will face in the future. Space. Space provides us a very challenging environment for technology. Yet humanity's intrinsic need to explore plays a vital role in pushing the edge of innovation in technology to feed our yearning for knowledge. Space provides engineers and scientists with a purpose greater than one individual and greater than one society, and more linked with the Earth as a whole. From working in the space sectors, important traits were developed and fostered, especially in me. And they are the primary ingredients for individuals and societies to work towards achieving the SDGs. And this is what I've learned from the space sector. First, taking risks, not by ignoring them and not by circumventing them, by knowing how to mitigate them and not avoid them. Second is learning how to fail forward and provide the ability to experiment without losing sight of the main purpose. Third is continuously adapting to change and embracing it as a primary driver for success. The fourth is thinking creatively and, more importantly, curiously, to explore everything around us, not from a critical eye, but from the eye of how to make life better for everyone around us, and from the eye of how to sustain stability and growth for our children to benefit from a better society. Then there's having the ability to venture into the unknown with the right tools for development, and most importantly, working with the local context with a global perspective and a global impact. Any shift towards know-how based economies isn't about adopting the latest technologies, nor is it about overhauling the education system. It's about the drive of people, the engines of the growth of any one country. We need to be able to transform knowledge into commodity, fueled by know-how that is open to all. And from the Mars Mission, I noticed it in the generations that would drive the development over the next 50 years, the generation of my children. They lived their childhood through the development of the Mars Mission and the space program in the UAE. That expanded their horizons, allowing them to dream limitlessly. It removed many barriers of unspoken impossibilities, and it continues to provide them with great ambition to impact the world. The next generation, which grew up knowing the boundlessness of space, will be able to impact the world through creativity and curiosity. This is what Moonshots are all